All right. So first of all, had a fabulous introduction. So thank you very much, Digitaloft, for running that through. But yes, I am obsessed, eat, sleep, drink, e-commerce. Love it. Even after all these years, I've been in it since the age of 16. I'm clearly 21 and, a lot of experience in this space. But let's just get something out of the way first before we get into the meat of this presentation, right? Key decision makers don't care about your rankings. They don't care about organic traffic. They don't care about numbers. Now, I appreciate throwing this down in the middle of an SEO conference is a bit tongue-in-cheek, and maybe Digitaloft team and I are sweating a little bit thinking, Jesus Christ, what is this guy about to say? Don't worry, it's all positive. It's good stuff. There are some exceptions, and that's if you are, say, money supermarket, right? So lots of numbers, and it's almost a vanity metric that, of course, big brands have to play with. However, most key decision makers, for most of us, end up looking like this. Jeremy Corbyn, if, of course, you talk about rankings, right? Because these aren't the things that drive performance. These aren't the things that pay bills. Clicks, rankings, impressions, likes, they're all metrics that we use internally, but they don't really help pay bills. They don't really help drive KPIs, right? So this is the reason why I fundamentally believe why SEOs and marketers fail to get their ideas implemented. We're not speaking the same language. To do that, we have to talk about what they care about, which is how the heck do we drive sales, or how exactly do we reduce costs, right? They're the two things that often get key stakeholders to pay attention, to listen, and realize that you are speaking the same language and feel their same pain. So to demonstrate this, I want to walk you through and show you two folks, completely fictional. We have Dave and we have Lucille. Okay, so Dave, first of all, head of SEO at a thriving e-commerce store, all about improving rankings, of course. That's his role as head of SEO, driving more clicks, making visibility, improving all the good search engines. But the problem is, and a couple of gaps and chinks in Dave's armor, he's got a bias towards growing traffic, right? But as we know, more traffic doesn't always equal more sales, because if it did, our lives as digital marketers, SEOs, paid search experts, PR people, and so on, would be a heck of a lot easier, and we would be substantially richer as experts. It's not as straightforward, and it's not as equal a trade-off. So Dave struggles to get his SEO stuff implemented, right? And he's constantly frustrated. And the reason why is because his requests aren't positioned as opportunities to grow sales, right? They're positioned as technical fixes, kind of jargon-like, to improve rankings, which means he gets a face from his stakeholder or stakeholders that looks like this. Now, Dave has some incredible ideas. It's not about what Dave knows or what he doesn't know or the quality of his ideas. Some of them are fabulous, but they just don't make it through. Now, here's a great time to introduce you to Lucille, who is also head of SEO at a completely different but competing e-commerce store. She's also all about the rankings. However, Lucille positions her ideas about the needs of the customer and making the customer feel more comfortable and making more money from that customer, right? They heard because they're positioned as opportunities for actual sales growth. Same fits, just a different positioning, right? So her focus initially is on the demands of the customer and user experience first. SEO is a solid second. And I know this sounds a little bit unusual, but bear with me, I'll make it clearer in a little moment. But what I'm going to leave you with for the time being is please be more Lucille, right? If you remember one thing from this presentation, be more Lucille. All right, so let's jump into the tips. Number one, let's optimize your site search. Massive. So real kind of example here. I've been working with a retailer for some time, and they'd neglected their site search for a handful of years through lots of peaks, Christmas, Black Friday, all of that sort of good stuff that we're on the horizon of right now. And by looking and optimizing their site search, we improved sales from search by 40%, which for those guys was about £1 million of additional cash a year. Not too shabby, eh? So how did we do it? First of all, let's talk about the mistakes. Made.com, they're not with us anymore. The company doesn't exist. I don't think this is the only reason why, but it certainly wouldn't have helped. So settee, sofa, couch, whatever you decide to call it, every single spelling of that should absolutely be available in search results, and your search engine should understand what that means, particularly if your brand is renowned for these things. Now, SETI, I think it's quite a Midlands thing, but I could be wrong. Sometimes it's spelt with 2 T's, sometimes it's spelt with 1. Look at the dictionary, believe it or not, both of them are valid. But yeah, a bit embarrassing for me, right? Got another one. Clinton's, hubby. Christmas is coming soon. If you are married and you are looking for a present for your partner, for your husband, going to Clinton's and searching for hubby only yields 2 results, which is weird. And I'll come back to this in a moment, because surely Clinton's, the massive gifts and cards retailer, have more than 2 products for husband, right? Anyway, another one, May.com. If you click in their search and hit the search icon, you get this weird, ugly page, or you did, which had nothing really on it. So that's broken as well. Doesn't, again, look great in terms of user experience. So some stats to pique your interest. 30%, this one swims around quite a lot because it's true. 30% of all users on your website will use site search. I actually believe this number, looking at data and analyzing site search for a number of years, is a little bit conservative. I actually think it's much higher than this now, probably towards 40, 45%. But as a conservative number, 30%, stick with that, go with that as an idea. People who use site search are substantially much more likely to convert compared to people who don't, right? So it's a big thing. It can make you a lot of cash if you get it right. And often a strong increase in conversion rate, of course, when you optimize site search, as per the example I've talking through here as well. But what's crazy is site search is one of the easiest things for us to influence because it's entirely in our control, right? We jump in, we refine some settings, we tweak some things, we fix it. But instead, we go and spend a load of cash on paid search and SEO. And there's nothing wrong with doing those things. But of course, they're much more difficult to implement and get quick wins from than spending half a day in site search and turning up the volume on sales. All right. So how can we do this? How can we find these insights? Well, we can build a custom metric in GA. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. That collects how many search results return for a query. So to help you, I've built something in Data Studio a little while ago. We have a URL here. We have the number of search results in the middle column. And then on the right, I forgot I've got a mouse. And then on the right-hand side, we have our users. So we can see here 19 search results for Miel, as expected. Fine, not a problem. But this is a little bit weird. 48, 97, 97. There's a lot of results here. There's 97 products for the query shampoo. Now, in my opinion, this is a bad experience because there's way too many products. And it's very unlikely that a visitor is going to browse through all 97 products to find what they're looking for. Shampoo is ambiguous, it's broad. In this instance, we probably shouldn't be showing them products at all. We should be saying, hey, shampoo, not a problem. What is it you're looking for? What's your hair type? Have you got coloured hair? Is your hair natural? Is it long? Is it curly? Or you male or you female? You know, whatever that is. Those are the questions we should be asking first before we just go and show them 97 different shampoo options, right? If you're a third-party search platform, so if you're on Shopify, this is the one that's built in out of the box, same for WooCommerce. But of course, if you're on Magento and you're using a third-party solution like FatFinder, Algolia, lots of them out there, pay attention to its analytics. If you've not logged in for a while, I urge you to do so. This is pretty old now by site search standards. You can see 2021, but there's lots of great insights in here. And I'm just going to run you through a couple of these statistics. So this particular client that I work with, 1.2 million searches in the space of, what is this? 8 days, apparently. So a heck of a lot of searches. But look at what the top searches are. Women, shirt, jacket, kids, just here. Again, I'm not using my mouse here. And same yesterday. But women as a site term, search term, is really broad, right? For context, this is like go outdoors, but in Germany, or in German. In Germany, no, that's correct. So showing a load of products, say a couple hundred products for the keyword women, is not going to be helpful for a user. What is going to be helpful is, okay, what is it you're looking for? Women's shoes, outdoor trainers, waterproof jackets, etc. Give them a way to narrow down what they see, right? If you just walked into a supermarket or walked into go outdoors and says women, right? there's a good chance the follow-up question from that, from the sales assistant, is going to be, cool, what is it you're looking for? Let me help you, right? So why do we have a different experience on our website? It should be the same. It should be consistent. It should be easy to use. All right. So let's narrow this down a little bit. Let's start by optimizing our top 5% of our search queries, where there's loads and loads of search volume, but poor experience. Synonyms are crucial, right? So actually, just go back a step. What do I mean by this? You'll have thousands and thousands of different keywords that are thrown into your search bar. But let's just take a look at the top 100 or the top 50, the top 20, just to make your life easier and narrow down on the quickest possible wins. Synonyms, as we've said before, wifey, wife, settee, sofa, that sort of good stuff. And let's just go back to this Clinton's example for a second. If we search for hubby, as we did earlier, we got 2 results. And if we search for husband, we got 54, which just goes to show that Clinton's site search does not understand the difference between hubby and husband. A synonym addition, that is dual directional, lots of different brands and search providers call it different things, but ultimately it's the same thing. That would really help. And if people search with a different meaning or a different word, the search would understand that you're looking for the same kind of products, right? All right, 2, faceted navigation. Right, how do I go through this without boring you to tears first? And second of all, in this short amount of time we have together for me to talk about this? Well, first of all, let's start with the stats, shall I? By optimizing faceted nav for a client, we increased organic sales by 175% to 230 grand. Now, notice how I spoke about increasing organic sales. I've not mentioned anything about traffic, clicks, impressions, average ranking, because stakeholders don't care. But what they do care about is how much sales you drove through organic. And by having conversations that way, funnily enough, you'll free up a heck of a lot more resource, and a lot less friction will happen when it comes to having those organic conversations, to the point where, oh, your budget's 100K this year for SEO. Well, let's add another 50K on top of that, because we can see that it's bringing in money. All right. So here's a golden rule when it comes to faceted navigation. Either do it properly and optimize it well, or don't index it at all. There is no mid-ground with this. Do it properly or don't do it at all. Because if you half-arse it, you will cause way more problems that look a lot like this, right? Does anyone remember this? Yellow pages? Old school, huh? Yeah, this is kind of like my interpretation of what all the indexing issues will have in print, shall we say. All right, let's go and dig out Clinton's a little bit more, shall we? So here, we are in a stationery category, and these are all the filters that have been applied to this URL. Now, the URL is massive, but what's really interesting here is there's 2,500 results that Google has been bothered to show me for this particular category, for birthday cards, which is sensational, right? That's 2,500 that Google's decided to show me. There's probably several thousand more that haven't even made it to its index. And this is the problem when you don't have faceted navigation nailed properly. 2,500 results is ridiculous considering it's a single category, right? So we went away and we crawled it. This is some old school Screaming Frog here. It's changed a little bit since this screenshot was taken. 17,000 URLs for that same, for crawling this particular subcategory. And there's still 15,000 left to go. You can just see the countdown here in the corner, right? Big old indexing problem because they haven't optimized faceted navigation. Just to zoom in there to make your life a little bit easier. So that's the number of accessible URLs for just a single category, almost 30,000, because faceted navigation got out of control. But if you do it right, you can really open up some incredible low volume, high converting organic keywords, right? And I've got a couple of examples for you. So this is a wonderful tactic if you're a startup as well. So if you've got a Shopify site, it's a little bit trickier though, however, on Shopify. But if you're, in your first year, you're opening up your new e-commerce store into a competitive field, long tail keywords are gold. Perfect example. Retailer called lavellesoccer.co.uk. Now, Lavelle are competing with the likes of Amazon, as you can see here, Sports Direct, JD, all the big high street brands. But kids 3.5 football boots was a size that my son needed at some point. He's much bigger now, but feet grow fast. Anyway, you're not going to compete. You're not going to be able to rank and outrank people like Sports Direct for football shoes, kids football shoes. But where you can start to get competitive is where you think about size, color, brand, style, design, range, right? These are all important long tail things. And of course, the more specific the search query, there's a much more likely outcome that they're going to convert, right? So this is where you can start to win. So how do you do it? Let's summarize real quick. Bad things you absolutely shouldn't index: price, sorting options, granular choices, stock, and new in, right? To give you some examples, no one's really going to search for kids football boots sorted from the lowest to the highest price, right? Or no one's expecting to search for kids football boots that are in stock, because your expectation as someone who wants to shop is that it's going to be in stock. But things that are really helpful, things like size, as we've just shown, range, great, color, blue football boots, black football boots, limited edition orange messy football boots, right? Brand, Adidas, Nike, and so on. All wonderful things. I appreciate I've breezed over this. There is a great piece of work by Andy Chadwick. Go and take a look at this. I have a slide at the end with all the links on as well, which I'm happy to share with you. So if you've missed anything, go and take a look at that final slide. But yes, if you want to dive into the world of faceted nav and really unleash it, take a look at this blog post. I also cover faceted nav in my SEO course as well. So if you're interested, go and take a look. Moving on. Number 3, create and host your own discount code page. Now, this is really easy and really quite powerful. So, another example, by creating a discount code landing page for a major client, affiliate payouts fell by 22%, which improves their profitability. Well, they are not. You're paying less commission to affiliate brands. So, we all do it. We go onto our favorite e-commerce websites, we've loaded up our basket, we're ready to buy. We see that discount code box and we open a new tab, go to Google, go to Daily Mail offers or whatever, or Google, I don't know, let me think of a brand, Adidas discount code, right? And then we go and then we Daily Mail offers and we click the link and it opens in a new tab and the code doesn't work. But what happens is the affiliate site gets the money, even if the code didn't work, but you're still left frustrated. Now, if you're short of time or you're easily distracted like I am, what's going to happen is you haven't got a code that works. You're probably going to think about putting your phone down or doing something else, and the retailer's lost the sale. So by having your own discount code page, when someone searches for Adidas discount code, we can control that. We can make sure the code works. We can prevent people from going to other sites, and we can keep their attention on our website. Really good example. Get Your Guide, a wonderful website that I've loved and used for years whenever I'm traveling, mainly for wine tasting, to be honest, if you're into that kind of thing. But long story short, they have their own discount code page. So if you Google, wow, that's new. If you Google Get Your Guide discount code, you'll see the first organic result at this particular point was get 10% off if you use their app. So you're still on their real estate, so to speak. You've got a code that's guaranteed to work and it ranks higher than all the affiliate sites at the same time. Really good way improving conversion and also helping search at the same time. It also means that there's a cheeky little thing as well. Attribution improves. So let's say someone came from Instagram and then they added something to the basket and then came to Google to search for this organically, click that link and then purchase from you. That last click attribution would be organic. So your actual sales figures from the organic channel improves. It's a bit hacky, but if you need to get sales improvement over the line from organic, that's how you do it. All right. Guest checkout, an obvious one. Turn it on. This is Argos. Sort it out. Turn guest checkout on. I don't want to have to create an account by Kettle, mate. Moving on. All right. ASOS managed to halve its abandonment rate by removing any mention of creating a checkout, or creating an account, sorry. Great case study there on eConsultancy. Go and take a look if you need convincing. Add your core global FAQs to all your product pages, right? How do I pay? Delivery? How much does it cost? How do I return things? How long will it take for me to receive my goods? etc. All those key questions to stop people from going to the FAQs and going elsewhere. They can stay on your product page and get their questions answered. There is a small startup here that I worked with for some time in the world of pest control. They had Q&A on their product page, hugely helpful. Just stops them from having to go elsewhere. Great content as well, so it helps them to kind of attract more traffic to their actual product pages, which means ideally more sales. Custom FAQs, right? Improved click-through rate from 2% to 3.2% to my bathroom client. Bathrooms are one of the hardest things to buy online. Will this tap go with this sink? Will this bath go with this particular drain, right? All sorts of questions that you need to ask. So by having these FAQs on the page, it really helps. And it's kind of like having a virtual sales assistant at the bottom of the page as well. I am very quickly running out of time, so I'm going to step into these and try and summarize these as quickly as possible. Custom tags in heat maps. If you're not using them, please do so. And I'm going to show you some examples here. By using custom heat maps tags, it helped me to find a problem that was costing a client 30 grand in lost sales every single day, or like 6 days a week. And with custom tags, we fixed it. This is what custom tags look like in Mouseflow. And I'm going to show you an example now, because that really isn't that helpful, but this is. Have a think between yourselves for a minute. I can't tell me what the difference is between these two images. Customers purchased on the left and visitors that didn't purchase on the right. If you notice, this find image is way darker than it is here. So this helped my e-commerce brain to think, maybe there's a problem with their address finding solution. And actually, hey presto, we dug in, we found it, and that's exactly what the issue is. It wasn't finding people's address quick enough, so they were getting frustrated and leaving, right? So custom tags can help you to do that because it allows you to refine by people who purchased and people who didn't. Great conversion insights. Number 7, turn off the pop-ups, please. They're infuriating. Here's a great example. Glossier, love the brand, hate the pop-ups. Just going to see if this will play. So landing on the site, cookie pop-up, legally compliant, have to have one. Got it, accept cookies. Another one, accept cookies, refreshes the page. Then I get an email address thing that pops up. Then I close that thing off. I scroll some more, and then I get another pop-up for free shipping. Jesus Christ, this is like having 4 sales assistants come and attack you when you step into a Currys. I don't need it. I'm probably going to leave. It's infuriating. Turn them off. Biggest way to kill your ROAS, pop-ups, product pages. Turn them off. And avoid showing your pop-ups on your purchase intent pages, right? Number 8, really obvious, I know, but keep your categories stocked. If you don't have stock, you can't sell products. And it helps you to avoid mistakes like this. Home Depot, these are ranking pages, no results here, empty, probably lost a sale or 500. Toiletry bags here, no results, go away, fix it, no results here, and so on, right? Also, thin categories. Argos again, there's one product in this category. Why is it here? Just delete the category. 301 redirects it to the parent category and have it in there. Empty categories also kill conversion because it just looks like they haven't got anything going on. Delete them. So, you can also build a report in GA to help you identify these, which looks like this. It takes a bit of work. It does require some custom work. It's not a default thing that is collected for you out of the box in GA4. If you're interested, shameless plug, get in touch. James, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it helps you to isolate categories that need to be stocked, refined, merged, deleted, redirected, all that sort of good stuff. Really obvious. Optimize for your audience. This is my penultimate step. So we as marketers, right? We don't always understand what's best for our customers, which is incredible because that's what marketing is all about. But you can use a tool called Userfeel, great tool, terrible name. And what it basically does is allows you to get in touch with a load of random people, professionals on the internet to criticize and scrutinize and walk through a user experience or website. And that will give you unbiased feedback. So before you launch a new checkout, before you launch a new feature, before your Black Friday campaign goes live, cough, cough, right? Get Userfeel on the job, get them to walk through it, make sure it's easy to use and slick before it's open to the public. Website copy, massively influential when it comes to conversion. You can use a tool called Winter to A/B test your copy and see which is going to be best. Great, as we're in Q4. And yeah, last but not least, a really obvious one, which is make it fast. I know it's super obvious, but Resignol improved their load time by almost 2 seconds, and it contributed to a 94% improvement in conversion rate. Same thing here. LCP, CLS, all the acronyms for speed. Agrify saw a 76% reduction in their abandonment. Sorry, going too quick. They made enhancements. Things got better. Abandonment rate dropped. Bridesmaids retailer Revelry relaunched its e-commerce site. It loads 43% faster. Bounce rates have decreased. It's not really a thing anymore, but you know what I mean. Their conversion is up by a third. In other words, make it quick. Lastly, I have an e-commerce newsletter. Go and check it out. It's been dead for a while. I am sending one tomorrow, which talks about a case study in the world of chocolate that are making some big mistakes in the world of site speed and how they can fix it. So go ahead, go to that link, subscribe. I'm sending it out tomorrow. It's completely free. It just has me rambling like this, talking about e-commerce and things to fix. E-commerce course, go and check that out if you wish to. It's not free, unfortunately. But my newsletter is. Here's the links. Give them a second on the screen, just in case anyone wants to take any screenshots. Last but not least, the more Lucille. Thank you very much. You can find me here.